Welcome to the special meeting of the Cumberland Fire District. And before we begin, I'd like to take a roll call of the commissioners. Commissioner Hayden?
Present.
Commissioner Cucciani?
Present.
Commissioner Santoro?
Present.
Commissioner Hogan?
Here.
Commissioner Picone?
Here.
And Commissioner Jones.
Yeah.
If we could, I would respectfully ask that we move executive session to number 5 and move everything else up.
Motion to move the executive session to the end of our agenda.
Motion by Commissioner Hogan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hayden. Any discussion?
I have a quick question.
Commissioner Cucciani.
We're not going to discuss what we're going, what it contains. Well, I'll pass.
Thank you.
Should go to number.
I can tell you, the budget cannot change tonight. If that answers your question, I bet.
No, I just needed. No, we could have a new vote and go into.
No, you.
I'm not doing
No,
it.
because you're doing TANs tomorrow, and you have to pass the budget tonight.
I didn't know the 10th.
Yeah, it's very important that you pass the budget tonight.
I said I pass.
The only reason I suggest this is so, if someone's here, they can leave early. Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of moving executive session to the end of the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. Okay, if we could kindly please stand and pledge the allegiance and have a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, starting off with old business. Resolution number 13, passing the fiscal year 2019-2020 budget. Be it resolved by the Cumberland Fire Committee as follows. Cumberland Fire Committee has taken the first required vote on April 30th. It was passed 5-1. Cumberland Fire Committee is required to have a second vote. The Cumberland Fire Committee amended the budget on May 7th and approved the amended operational budget to the amount of $8,506,236. The first required vote on the amended budget was taken and passed 7-0. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Cumberland Fire District as follows. The Cumberland Fire Committee voted and approved the operating budget in the amount of $8,506,236 as detailed in the attached. Is there a motion on the table to accept Resolution 13? Motion by Commissioner Santoro. Second by Commissioner Picone. Yes.
Take a minute. I just want to read the way this is written. I'm not sure I like the way it's written. Can I just have a minute?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So I thought it was an amendment. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yep. We're voting on the budget, then we have to. No, this one's 13. And that one's 12.
Ms. Morris, you suggested we take out lines 19 and 20? And everything
Are
above?
you okay with what I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I
whatever.
should
Yeah,
have.
whatever you want to do.
This is my fault. I read this today, and I didn't, as I'm reading it a second time, you should remove lines 9 through 16.
19, 20?
No, just lines 9 through 16.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Everything else is fine.
I'll make that motion.
I apologize.
No problem. I make the motion that Ms. Morris just said.
To amend the resolution by removing lines 9 through 16.
Yes.
Motion by Commissioner Santoro, is there a second? Second. Second by Commissioner Jones. Any discussion? Hearing that this is my favorite amending, my favorite, because I can never get these straight. So, all in favor of amending resolution number 13 to pass the fiscal year 2019-2020 but budget, say aye.
Aye.
We're just having a vote on to delete that at this point in time.
So we're amending the resolution, right? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The amended, the suggested amendment passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, could you just remind us who voted, who moved passage and who seconded?
Yes, Commissioner Santoro moved it.
Okay.
Commissioner Jones seconded it.
I have to provide these minutes, and I probably have to do them after the meeting tonight, to the attorney that will do the closing for the TANs. So
Okay.
I have to keep really good notes.
No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve the amended resolution FCR 2/1913 as amended.
Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Pacone. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of approving the operating budget in the amount of $8,506,236, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. So we don't really need a roll call vote on that because we all agreed to pass it. Going to Resolution 12, authorizing the Cumberland Fire District to issue tax anticipation notes. Should I read all of these sections, Solicitor?
You do not.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve Resolution 12, authorizing the Cumberland Fire District to issue a tax anticipation notes by Commissioner Santoro. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Pacone. Is there a discussion?
Madam Chair, this is to allow the district to borrow $500,000 that will be repaid shortly after the first of the next fiscal year, just as by way of description.
Thank you. Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of authorizing the Cumberland Fire District to issue a tax anticipation notes for $500,000, which will be paid very shortly after the beginning of the fiscal year 2020, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. The next resolution, number 14, and this is for the tax assessment levy for fiscal year 2020. Be it resolved by the Cumberland Fire District as follows. Cumberland Fire Committee hereby orders the assessment and collection of a tax on the rateable real estate and tangible personal property in a sum no less than $7,870,758, nor more than $8,031,386. Section 2. Said tax is for ordinary expenses, charges for payment of interest and other indebtedness, in whole or in part, of the fire district and for other purposes authorized by law. Section 3. The Cumberland Fire District tax collector shall proceed and collect said tax from persons and estates liable therefore unless by law otherwise provided. Section 4. Said tax shall be due and payable on the 15th of July, 2019. If the first installment or any succeeding installment of taxes is not paid by the last day of the respective unpaid balance period or periods as they occur, then the whole tax or remaining unpaid balance of the taxes, as the case may be, shall immediately become due and payable and carry until collected a penalty at the rate of 14% per annum on the full unpaid balance. However, said real estate and tangible personal property taxes may be paid in quarterly installments as follows. The first installment of 25% on or before the 15th day of July 2019. The second installment of 25% on or before the 15th day of October 2019. The third installment of 25% on or before the 15th day of January 2020. And the fourth installment of 25% on or before the 15th day of April 2020. Each installment of taxes, if paid within 5 business days of each installment due date, will be free from any charges of interest. All real estate and tangible personal property tax bills totaling $100 or less for the year will be due in full on the 15th day of July, 2019, and shall not be paid in quarterly installments. Section 5. Any of said taxes not paid on or before July 20th, 2019 shall be collected by levy upon sale of the real estate upon which it is assessed or by other due process of law. Section 6. There shall be a minimum bill calculated of $25. Section 7. This levy shall take effect upon its passage, and all resolutions or portions thereof which are inconsistent are hereby repealed. Is there a motion on the table to accept resolution number 14 in 2019 for the tax assessment levy for fiscal year 2020?
Motion to accept.
Motion to accept by Commissioner Picone.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Hogan. Any discussion?
Yes.
Commissioner Santoro.
So Section 5, if I'm to understand any of said taxes, so I'm saying if not paid by July 20th, is that just for the first quarter, or is that if for the whole year it's not, nothing is paid at the end of the whole year? Then it goes to collections? So if someone goes the whole 12 months and nothing is paid?
We can start a tax sale process as soon as a tax becomes delinquent. We don't do that, but we have, by law, the ability to do that.
At the first quarter?
Right, any quarter,
Okay,
right.
thank you.
But the first quarter is due on the 15th. We have a 5-day grace period, so
Thank you.
that's why it's the 20th.
And there should be a minimum calculated of $25. Minimum bill, oh, that's the lowest tax rate we can have? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of voting in the tax assessment levy for fiscal year 2020, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. Resolution number 15, amending the bylaws to add tax exemptions. Whereas each year, the Cumberland Fire Committee adopts exemptions in a separate resolution, and the Cumberland Fire Committee intends to adopt these exemptions as part of the bylaws. Be it resolved by the Cumberland Fire District as follows. Resolved, Section 1. Article 6, entitled Taxes, is hereby amended by adding a section as follows. Section 5, Tax Exemptions. Pursuant to the Rhode Island General Laws, real and personal property situated within the town may be exempt from taxation up to the amounts established for each exemption listed in this section. The maximum aggregate exemption from taxation for any combination of the exemptions listed shall be $27,970. B, number 1, for any veteran, an unmarried widow, widower of a veteran, limited of exemption, $11,442. For any veteran, number 2, for any veteran or unmarried widow, widower of a veteran who has been determined to be a prisoner of war, $22,884. For veterans who are classified as totally disabled through service-related disability, limit of exemption is $22,884. For persons who are 65 years of age or older and who own and occupy real property, limit of exemption is $22,884. Number 6, that was 4 and 5. Number 6, for persons who qualify as blind, limit of exemption is $22,884. Tax exemption for the totally disabled is number C. Every person who is a citizen and resident of the town who is determined to be totally disabled by the Social Security Administration shall be granted an exemption on the assessed value of the person's residential real property. The amount of the exemption will be in accordance with the schedule set forth below, and entitlement to the exemption shall be determined by the person's compliance with the Town of Cumberland's rules and regulations for exemption from property taxes for persons who are totally disabled in Section 36-5C of the Cumberland Code of Ordinances. The schedule of exemptions are as follows. Number 1, taxpayers having an annual household income, as that term is defined in the rules, of less than $10,500 shall receive an exemption of $22,884 of the assessed valuation. Number 2, taxpayers having an annual household income, as that term is defined in the rules, of at least $10,500 but less than $15,000 shall receive an exemption of $9,627 of the assessed valuation. 3, taxpayers having an annual household income, as that term is defined in the rules, of at least $15,000 but less than $20,000 shall receive an exemption of $7,220, the assessed valuation. Number 4, taxpayers having an annual household income, as that term is defined in the rules, of at least $20,000 but less than $25,000 shall receive an exemption of $4,813 of the assessed valuation. D, eligible persons shall apply with the Town of Cumberland tax assessor on or before March 15th for exemptions to be applied to taxes for the following year and continuing thereafter as long as said persons remain ineligible. As long as said persons remain eligible. Any exemption under Section B4 above shall be granted to said person otherwise eligible, only if said person has been a resident of and continuously resided in the town for at least 1 year prior to the date of application for the exemption. This resolution shall become effective upon passage. Is there a motion on the table?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Santoro. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hayden. Any discussion?
Madam Chair?
Commissioner Hogan.
Just a question for Ms. Morris. Does the town do the same as far as exemptions?
The town actually is, and I was just talking about this with the finance director, is double.
Okay.
So every number you see, it's double.
Okay, I was just curious. I figured they did, but I wasn't sure. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome. Any other?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Kutsiani.
could I ask, previous year when you passed a resolution in regards to these exemptions, did you use the same language that appears on line 5, amending the bylaws?
So I just explained to the finance director that this resolution isn't really necessary because you're not changing any numbers. I think in the past, the numbers for the town changed, so they've changed these numbers, but they happen to not have changed. So, I mean, saying that you're amending the bylaws, you're really not amending them. So if you want to, you could say a resolution confirming tax exemptions contained in the bylaws. You could change it to that. I mean, you're literally taking something and you're going to place it over, and it's going to be the same thing, so.
And I understand that, and I appreciate that explanation, and I don't want to be real technical. I just don't want a problem to occur. I thought just a resolution in and of itself in regards to this 2019-15, amending the bylaws, would accomplish the same purpose.
Yeah, either way is fine, but they're in your bylaws. This wording is in your bylaws. The issue is that over the past several years, these numbers have changed. They happen to have not changed this year.
Okay. Well, when I was reviewing this, I didn't see that language, and so I did not check my bylaws, but if this is already in the bylaws,
Yeah.
we're amending the bylaws to reflect this.
It's going to be, you're not really going to change them.
We're amending.
So if you'd like to, if you want to be very accurate, you could say a resolution confirming the tax exemptions contained in the bylaws for fiscal year 2020. That would be fine.
I would prefer doing that because there's times and issues that these items may change in the future, one way or the other. I would appreciate that language.
So
I would make a motion to
moved, you could say.
I would make a motion to amend this 2019-15, line 5. The resolution is to, what was the language again?
Confirming the tax
Confirm,
exemptions.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Madam Chair, sorry.
No, I confirming the tax to confirm the tax exemptions in the bylaws. I didn't
For
get
the
rest.
fiscal year 2020.
For fiscal
If you want
year.
to.
I would make that motion.
So there's a motion on the table to amend line 5 to read, confirm the tax, resolution confirming the tax exemptions in the bylaws for fiscal year 2020. Motion by Commissioner Kutsiani, second by Commissioner Santoro. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of amending line 5 on the resolution to read confirming the tax exemptions in the bylaws for fiscal year 2020, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes 7-0.
Thank you.
Is there a motion on,
I make a motion to FCR 219-15 as amended.
so there's a motion on the table to accept the amended resolution by Commissioner Santoro.
I'll
Is
second.
there a second by Commissioner Kutsiani? Sorry, I'm writing this down, that's what's taking me so long. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go to vote. All in favor of accepting the amended resolution resolution number 15 confirming tax exemptions, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. Resolution number 16, to establish the tax rate for fiscal year 2020. The Cumberland Fire Committee has adopted a budget for fiscal year 2020 and has approved a levy for fiscal year 2020. Now therefore be it resolved by the Cumberland Fire District as follows. The Cumberland Fire Committee approves a tax rate of $2.053 for fiscal year 2020. So this would be 2.053. This resolution shall take effect upon its passage, and all resolutions or portions thereof which are inconsistent are hereby repealed. Is there a motion on the table?
Motion to accept.
Motion to accept by Commissioner Pacone.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hogan. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of accepting the resolution establishing the tax rate?
Hold on. Therefore, just that word, which are inconsistent. Okay. Just the word inconsistent.
Is there so all in favor of accepting the resolution number 16 to establish the tax rate for fiscal year 2020 at a rate of 2.053, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. Resolution number 17, the appointment of Richard Sinapi. Am I pronouncing that right? Or is it Sinapi? Sinapi?
Sinapi.
Okay. So resolution number 17, to accept the appointment of Richard Sinapi as General Counsel Solicitor. Whereas the Cumberland Fire Committee requires the assistance of General Counsel, and the position was advertised, 4 interested attorneys were interviewed, and the Fire Committee finds that Richard Sinapi is the most qualified attorney for the position. Therefore, be it resolved by the Cumberland Fire Committee as follows: that Richard Sinapi is hereby appointed as General Counsel, ending for the term ending November 2020 at a rate of $125 per hour for routine advice and consultation matters that may be performed in his office, and $175 for all other matters except lobbying. This resolution shall become effective immediately. Is there a motion on the table?
I make this motion?
Motion by Commissioner Santoro. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hogan. Any discussion? All in favor of accepting Richard Sinapi as General Counsel, resolution number 17, say aye.
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 Opposed? Passed 7-0. Kelly, that makes me sad.
Makes me a little sad, too.
Yeah. It's not because of the new one, it's because you no longer will be our
I know.
solicitor.
No, I think that, I don't know him personally, but I know he has a very good reputation, so I think you'll be in good hands.
I know I've said this to you at a variety of other meetings in the past month, but I just, again, want to reiterate what a great job you have done for us, and how appreciative I have been with you from you as a result of getting your advice.
Thank you.
I am sorry to see you go, but your next challenge is going to be quite exciting, I can imagine.
Oh, I'm really enjoying, particularly working for the town. It's a big job. It's a lot of work, so I just can't keep all the clients that I have.
Understood. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to echo the chair's sentiments. Our loss is the town's gain.
Thank you.
I appreciate all of your advice to me over the years.
Thanks.
Ms. Morris, if I could say that I appreciate the services you've rendered the fire district. I do my usual caveats. I know we've had some minor differences of opinion, but even in light of that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Don't make me cry.
Okay, try not to. Is there any public?
At the same time, I'd like to welcome our new finance director, if I can. It's his first night. I know
Yes.
It's out of,
Yes, we welcome our new finance director.
And sorry to see Diane leave also.
yes.
Well,
Well, she has 3 more,
this-
22 more
This
days.
isn't her last
Diane?
meeting. I think she has one more, she has
One more
one more meeting, so we can break out the tissues for that also.
Very much.
Yes.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to take a 5-minute recess before we go into executive session, if that's agreeable.
Before we do that, can we ask for public comment?
Sorry.
Is there any public comment?
You are the public tonight.
Right. Okay, so, Commissioner Hogan, do you have a motion on the table?
Just a motion for a 5-minute adjournment until we get into executive session, to give everybody a chance to depart or whatever they're going to do. Thank
Okay.
you.
And is there a second? Second by Commissioner Santoro. Any discussion? All in favor of recessing for 5 minutes to allow people to leave before we go into executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. Thank you very much.